Hey there, and welcome back to some Elden Ring in our narrative lore playthrough. Last video we ended right here at the Haligtree, up in the branches of it, having just shown up and taken a look at everything around us, getting our bearings and sort of seeing what was going on. But we're going to take a deeper look now, and we're going to actually start progressing our way down and to the base of the tree, into the trunk, something, right? But yeah, looking around, let's see what's going on. When we were looking before, we were kind of paying attention to the mainland, and you can see right there, there's a bit of this section right here jutting out where the apostate derelict should be at. And the land does kind of extend even further to the northwest there. But I mean, I think I mentioned it in the last one too, but if you look way up here, again, maybe it's like just kind of a trickery of perception and where it shows us on the map. But I mean, that's land over there, right? But it's not part of the lands between, right? See how it kind of ends right there, I think. That's where you start hitting some water. So then you would have to cross that section of ocean in order to reach the lands between. Now, is it actually meant to be a different land? Or is it just simply video game, whatever nonsense where it's just a background? Who's to say, you know? But if it is supposed to be another land, it's actually much closer than I was giving it credit for in the past. But looking around at the tree, we mentioned it in the last one as well, but the tree does not seem to be doing very well. It seems to be rotting. There is all kinds of different fungus, mushroom growths on it, right? We got these step stool ones, or whatever they're called, shelf mushrooms. And just even looking at the trunk and everything, it looks unwell. Like, it looks old too, right? And especially comparing it to the Erd tree, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell because the Erd tree's golden, with the exception of that strip towards the century base, like when we go to the Elden throne where we fought Morgott. But the Erd tree does seem to be more alive, I guess, where this is definitely in its twilight. It's definitely dying. There's all kinds of structures down there as well, right? It seems to be buildings, wooden walkways, some kind of large open area space there, probably a boss fight. Ladders going down. We see statue of, we've seen it before in the Altus Plateau, where we got that like amber star dust or starfall that Celavus wanted, right? But it's got the one-armed girl, who is probably Malenia, because what other significant person with a missing arm is there? And then there's a smaller child with him. We can maybe assume if that one's Malenia, maybe that one is going to be Mikola. Which would make sense given this place's strong connection to Mikola and the fact that we've been essentially following in the footsteps of Malenia, because that's what Millicent has been doing. But even further down, we see there's some other kind of more, I would say, castle-like structures, where these are more kind of building, living things. This is like large-scale, very large-scale things going in. And I mean, that looks to be like literally a tower with a walkway of sorts going to the thing. But the other interesting thing about the tree, just from where we're standing right now, looking at it as essentially like our first time here, I can't tell if the trunk has split, like these two pieces used to be together, and that's why it's separated there, and that section is like all hollowed out, or if it's where you ever see a tree that essentially diverges and splits off into two trunks, right? I can't tell which one it is. I'm kind of leaning towards the second one because it doesn't really look like it snapped off of there, but I can't 100% tell when you can't see the other side. But that would be an interesting sort of parallel with Malenia and Mikola, because they're twins, and so you have a twin trunk out of this tree. Be kind of fitting, right? But we also have these guys, the envoys, and I actually picked up a weapon from them earlier when I was just trying to get my bearings again, and I wanted to get the weapon so we had more information on them. I did, in the process, accidentally pick up a different item around the tree branches, but it is what it is, nothing important. But it's an envoy's longhorn. These guys are envoys. So the horn of the oracle envoys, profoundly weighty, its blows are sure to be felt. Is originally an instrument, but one that cannot be sounded by a mere human, or perhaps it is too early to sound the call. So we already knew they're not human. Just looking at them is pretty weird, right? They don't have legs. Their arms are too long and spindly, though. I mean, there are other humanoid characters, or people, humans, whatever you want to call them, that do have creepy arms like that too. It's fairly common from softwareism. But it does give us that kind of creepy, uncanny valley thing, right? Because they're kind of human. They have faces. We see them before. And they've got arms and hands, but they're way too long, way too skinny. And then even their necks are really long too. So you can't tell it off of those guys right there. But as we move around, we'll get a better look at one of them too. Oh, maybe right there, kind of. Yeah, you can see up the front there. See, like, how long that neck is? And they're just hopping along. But they're envoys. Somebody who's, like, representing someone else, coming ahead of something. What is it? Of who? What's the deal here, right? So maybe we'll find out more as we kind of go. It's also interesting because the only other place we've seen them before was at the capital, another very significant location, right? And some similarities between the two. You've got, they're both at big trees, right? The Erd tree, and now we're at the Haligtree. So are they here because of these important trees, these important structures, or is there something else going on? So hopefully we'll kind of figure out more about that. Now, a thing we found here too, when I accidentally picked it up, was a sacramental bud, which is a resource. It's a material for crafting, but it's buds that were supposedly cultivated from sacred or sacramental blood, right? Ouch, hopefully that doesn't knock me off. Sacramental blood, a useful sacramental blood. So somebody's important blood. And anytime you hear useful, the main connection you want to hear is Mikola. Also, look at that long neck there. You think Mikola. And with, again, everything that's here, that connection makes sense because the Haligtree is strongly tied to Mikola. What things do we have that tell us that? Well, you've got the alloyed or unalloyed gold lilies, right? There they are, yeah. Mikola's lily. Flower signifying faith in the Haligtree, sought to be beloved by the Empyrean Mikola in his youth, right? It's a water lily of unalloyed gold. And then here's that sacramental bud, believed to originate long ago from strains of bud cultivated with youthful sacramental blood. So it would make sense, right? You've got these, long ago, these plants, these strains of plants being cultivated with youthful blood. You've got Mikola in his youth, right? And then unalloyed gold being a sign of faith in the Haligtree, and unalloyed gold is tied to Mikola, so it all kind of comes together. And so then that all kind of connects here with where did the Haligtree come from, right? Because it's not like the Erd tree. It doesn't really even look the same, right? This one has, almost thought I was going to step off. Right, it doesn't go straight up, like, see how it's got curved, like, bends and twists. It looks more, well, I'd say like a real tree, but, I mean, there are plenty of trees that are just trees that are ramrod straight, like, say, the Erd tree. But even the minor Erd trees, right, they're minor Erd trees. This isn't a Erd tree at all. They don't label it as such. They don't call it anything along that line. And and those minor Erd trees, I think we can sort of postulate that they came from the different golden seeds that went out from the Erd tree when the Elden Ring was shattered. So I don't think this was cultivated from that. Instead, based on this evidence we're getting from the idea of the golden lilies, right, the Mikolan blood and whatnot, like, it seems to be this thing was probably grown by Mikola using his useful blood. Now, I've only done this place a couple times in all my playthroughs of the game. It's really cool. I really like it, but also it's kind of a pain in the butt. And so I'm not particularly good at it. So hopefully I don't die a whole bunch. So this place was probably grown by Mikola. But now it's dying. Now, why would it be dying? Is it because Mikola's not here? Because he's not. He's not here. He has been taken away by Moog. And so it's just been kind of left to, the regular ravages of time. Nothing is sustaining it outside of just regular growing. And eventually, all things should probably die. Or maybe it can't die because the rune of death had been sealed away. Look at the size of this one. Holy cow. Maybe it can't actually die, so... oh, that was a mistake. It can't die because Rune of Death has been sealed away. And so that's why it's kind of rotting, is it can no longer just pass like it's supposed to. And so now there's just the rot going on. Now, then we ask, where did the rot come from? Well, the main source is going to be Malenia. And so, is she here? Because that's the footsteps that Millicent's been following, right? So maybe this thing was kind of dying or caught in a not dying state. And eventually, Malenia comes back and has essentially, because of her presence, it's starting to rot. And before, Mikola would have... Oh, Envoy Crown. Mikola would have essentially forestalled or halted the rot, because he did it before, was the unalloyed gold needle. Use that to quell the rot in Malenia. It's what we use to start quelling the rot in Millicent when Gowry fixes the thing. So, yeah, and it's all tied to, you know, stopping the meddling of outer gods. But let's take a look at that helmet. There it is. Envoy Crown. The soft bundle worn on the head of Oracle Envoys, densely wrapped in several layers of cloth, raises a potency of bubble-based skills. No one knows what the cloth hides, but some claim to have heard a faint whimpering from inside. It must have been their imagination. So, did they actually? Like, who knows? Gives us that big head thing, too. There's, like, tassel things, little medallion charms dangling from it. It's really... And, I mean, it's got a whole big shawl drape. Lots of circular designs to it. I can't tell on the center there. Not from where I am right now. I'll probably zoom in editing. But for a second, I thought I saw, like, a tree symbol-y thing in the center. But otherwise, it just looks like circling kind of fancy things. Yeah. So what is it hiding in there? Why was there whimpering? Is it the envoys themselves or something else that's, like, trapped inside the hood? And that's why it's got a big bulbous wrap to it? Who can say? Interesting thing, too. We were fighting ants there. There's a few places we find them before, and... they have been seen around various rot-associated places before. Not in, say, the Aeonian Swamp, but you do find them in some of the underground sections, particularly the Eternal City beneath Liurnia. So there's... oh, it's a double swing. I forgot that. So in that section under Liurnia, right before you get to the giant rot lake... there's a section that is very much kind of rotten, blight infested. It looks rough, right? There's no actual, like, rot happening, but you find a bunch of ants there, and it is right before you start dealing with the rot lake, or at least you don't take that direct path at any rate, but you can see it. So there is some kind of connections there with them and rot, and I think it's also because, I mean, they're insects, right? A lot of the bugs have ties to the rot. You got the kindred of rot. They're very insect-like, even though all their limbs are like arms, human hands and stuff. There's sections with like flies, and overall, bugs in general tend to be associated with rot, in my opinion. Even though you've got the blood flies. We got him holding something. Trying to make sure I get everything. Again, I'm not actually super familiar with how to go about doing all the stuff here, so I'm gonna kind of do my best and maybe cut out some sections where I wander aimlessly. Circling. Might have to pull out a bow, man, because these envoys are getting kind of obnoxious. Oh, and there's the tree, or the plant. Another interesting thing about these guys, I don't think I mentioned it here, but they're definitely not human, like the thing said, but because they're also bloodless creatures. We get strips of white flesh from them, which come from bloodless creatures like the land octopus. And so, yeah, they're definitely not human in that sense, even though they do seem to kind of have blood, right? When we kill them, you see some liquid spray from them. In addition, they are vulnerable to bleeding, so you can actually bleed them out like that. So, is that just sort of a joke? Oh, I hit the branch. That sucks. Is that kind of a joke in the... oh, I didn't hit the branch. I did catch him on fire. This guy's got to go. So that's just kind of like a mistake where they basically never coded it so that they were immune to bleeding. I mean, the land octopus is also susceptible to it, and because it needs blood in order to raise its young or have its young. So maybe it's a similar thing where they kind of need it. They need the blood, but they don't actually produce it themselves. And so they are almost parasitic in nature. And even the way they look, it does kind of make me think albinaric, right? Because their skin coloration and everything, kind of white, blue. Stone sword key, that's cool. Alright, we're going to move away from some of these guys. Out. These guys, I'm going to run out of freaking flasks before I actually get to where I need to go. So let's start heading back down. There is still one more of those envoys. Well, there's one kind of on the way, an ant right there. But there's a big old envoy over there. A thought I had too, right? Because we took that sending stone to get here. I love this idea I had of important dignitaries showing up here and taking that portal stone and then showing up in the branches and having to navigate a tree branch in order to get down to wherever civilization is at. I know that's probably not what's happening. There's probably a more official way to do it, but the idea is really funny. Look at like the sap dripping from the tree. Yeah, it's just this tree's not doing well. I hear some tingling, like there's a beetle somewhere. Oh yeah, see him? He's down there. So there's more branches over there. Blue beetle, Miranda flower. That'll be annoying. Alright, and with the way the bubble stuff has been happening, there's all kinds of items en route. We can see flowers right there too. This is a gauntlet. It looks like if we go down here, follows the path, there's a bunch of items, but then there's a platform there with a ladder. So we're going to go there, but we're going to be underneath that dude. So it looks like you might have to go up and around somewhere. But at the same time, we could go off here to the right, drop down, and maybe go up there, and that will lead to him. Which is what I think I want to try and do. Oh yeah, look at him go. Oh, look at all the bubbles. Okay. Here we go. Anything right there? Alright. Run, run, run. Oh! Wow. Alright, that smoked me. Okay. Noted. Round 2. Oh, God. Bye-bye, plants. These bubbles were, like, wrapping hard around. Okay. Alright, we definitely got it blocked. For now. Here we go. Alright, that wasn't too bad, actually. And again. Guess I could have taken it so slow, I could have done another swing. Oh, get the critical. Oh my god, I couldn't get the critical. Don't you dare knock me off this side. I will be very upset. One. Come on. There it is. Got a strip of white flesh. Okay, see? Strip of white flesh. Okay, well, that wasn't too bad at all. There's a bunch more up there, however. I wish I could just... I put a shield bash on my shield because I didn't want to go charging off the side with my shield. And now I kind of wish that I had the shield crash a little bit because I could really go, like, ham into these guys and do the blood loss. But I guess it's fine. Probably. Uh-oh. It's fire bottom. Uh-oh. One more. Now, please get the critical hit. Oh my god. Fine. I think I was overthinking it anyways. You just start R1 and you'll win. Strip of white flesh, and it's a Oracle Envoy Ashes. Alright. So those, there they are. Used to summon them, the spirits of 4 Oracle Envoys. Spirits of a monstrous band of musicians who employ sacred arts. It is said that when Oracle envoys appear playing their pipes, they do so to herald the arrival of a new god or a new age. So, a band of musicians monstrous, because they are kind of monsters looking, right? They're weird. Sacred arts, and when they show up, arrival of a new god or a new age. So now their locations make even more sense, right? Because in Leyndell, in the capital, it's at the Erdtree. That's where the Elden Ring is, a throne. That's where we were supposed to be to become the new Elden Lord and, fix the Elden Ring. And it would essentially be the start of a new age or a new god, something along those lines, right? So it makes perfect sense for them to be there. So now the question is, why are they here, right? What are they heralding? A new age, a new god? Well, we do have somebody here who is an Empyrean, and that would be Malenia. I mean, assuming they're here. It's pretty much guaranteed, right? Like let's be real. She's here. So there's something big going on with her. Why am I even killing that? There's nothing there for me to even pick up. Yeah, so they're here to envoy or herald the beginning of something else. And the other thing about the whole Oracle thing and them using bubbles is because you have the Claymen who were from the ancient dynasty or associated with it pretty strongly at any rate. And they use bubbles to see oracles, or their oracles are in the bubbles. So again, it all kind of goes together. And the fact that they have so many circles things and they're very round like bubbles. And they are oracles. So, yeah, who knows? This is a statue we saw. Yep, exactly like we said. One-armed. Item is a lost Ash of War. Interesting. So is this kind of just a random little shrine, I guess, for the twin Empyreans? There's a stair, or there's a ladder we were looking at from up there. We'll pick up some of the items on that route, and then, I guess we keep moving on. A Newman rune. Okay, so Newman, that's... The main place we had found that before was near the Nameless Eternal City, and the Newmen were a race of the long-lived folk who America is supposed to be a stock of. That's one of the races you can kind of choose in the beginning, like when you're creating your character. So there's one here. I probably didn't need to eat that. There's probably a... what's it called right around here? A Site of Grace. So, interesting. There was one right here. But there's also ants. So, again, there's a lot of similar things that you see in other places that it all just kind of makes sense. Look, there was that. Look at the candles, too. That is very reminiscent. A little bit, anyways. There's the statues of the old man-looking dude. You see him in some of the Stormvale Castle and a lot in Leyndell in the capital. This older dude holding a staff. It sprouts up a lot like that. Maybe just a reused asset. Who can say? But what is this one called? It's called Haligtree Town. Okay. Now looking again at the map too, right? Even the picture has it kind of that pinkish color, right? And branches do look kind of dead. But we saw some of these large structures when we were up here in the branch. We were looking at these two here. But look how it's like all ringed around this central trunk area and how it goes out like spokes of a wheel almost. And yeah, it's got to be all kinds of building structures in there. I mean, we can see the pathways in there. But Haligtree Town. Okay. Now, something we haven't seen while we're here would be Albinarics. Why are there no Albinarics? The Haligtree is sacred to them. Why have none come through? There's Misbegotten. Why are there Misbegotten, right? I mean, we had the one dude who had the Golden Order Greatsword. They seem to be, unwanted by anyone, and Mikola seems to kind of collect things that are unwanted. So is it just as simple as that? They're holding the arms up praying off that direction. Not specifically at the Haligtree, actually. It's just kind of out there. So there's just a general supplication. Another one of those statues over there. But I do find it curious that there's no... That feels like an ambush. Yeah, look at that. It's a mushroom man. So there's the ivory sickle. We get way back when, I think from Albus, or in that town, right, in the village of Albinarics. And it basically said that a sign of faith and allegiance to the Haligtree. I guess I can pull it up right here, right? Evidence of their dedication to the Haligtree despite never having entered its presence. So they've never seen the place, but they are devoted to it. And I mean, it's possible. I mean, they just were never going to get to see it, which is really tragic, to devote yourself to something and then just never actually seeing it. Let's use our axe. Let's drop down right there. More ants. Oh, hello. Now look, we got these bug-like cocoon sections is like webbed over, which, I mean, we see that in the ant areas. So maybe it's just from the ants. Maybe this place is just completely being, you know, just completely lost to time. Like, almost like nature is retaking it. So this is a spot we could have dropped down. Kind of how it feels a little bit, right? Another thought, too, is maybe... I mean, maybe the Misbegotten weren't necessarily invited. Maybe they just sort of got here on their own, right? We're going to make a bunch of these. Because there's a fire. There's a plant over there. I don't really care to have it be too difficult to deal with. So maybe they just managed to get here, right? If they've just been traveling about. So maybe that's all it is. And what would help, too, is actually putting the fire pot on the bar. But, you know, may have also actually been brought about by Nicola. God dang it. Another thought that kind of crosses my mind, too, is maybe, you know, maybe there were Albinarchs, right? This is a whole town. Is it possible they were, you know, this place was inhabited by Albinarchs? And then, like, I had that one theory about how maybe the Albinarchs were sent out to try and find Nicola. Maybe they basically left the village here where they lived to try and find Nicola, and then just never managed to until they became corrupted by Moog, and then the Misbegotten just kind of took over. Oh, I forgot I had the flame cleanse me. Oh, see, that's how long it's been since I played this game, or I played this character, really. All of it, any of it. Alright, more stuff down. Nope. Lots of ants over there again. Oh, a winged guy. Hi. The Leonin. Anything else over here? Okay, so this is where... Alright, we took the ladder all the way down from there. So let's take this up before we go fight the Leonin one.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night.
Oh, so a lot of you guys. Are they vulnerable to frost? Gonna find out. The answer is yes. Yes, they are. I'll look at the designs of these buildings and stuff too. Again, it's not really like any of the other places we've been. It vaguely makes me think of one. Can't put my finger on which one right now, but maybe it'll come to me in a bit. So is that like a spot you can normally, like, there's like another route we could have taken to get down everywhere? Uh-oh. Oh, that sucks. Bummer. Alright. Oh my. Hi, guys. Can you guys let me up, maybe? Alright, we're gonna try anyways. It's maybe a mistake. Get him, boy! Okay, let's get him down. I think this is actually the spot I was trying to... Oh, he got me. I think this is the spot I was actually trying to get up to. And I, yeah, fell. Yep, basically it. Whoa! Okay, was not expecting that. It's bad for me. Oh my god. This is not the way... Move, move, move. Ah, sucks to suck, you guys. Alright, we'll come back for you in a second. Let's see what this is. Oh, Pearl Drake Talisman +2. Oh, he did make the jump. That's kind of cool. I can honestly say I didn't think he would do that. What we got? Huh. Interesting. Pearl Drake Talisman. Cool. Resistances to everything. Pearls. It's got the sheen. I think that's why it does everything. Is literally, it's just because of the way it looks. It's got that rainbow sheen to it, so it's all of the different elements. I'm gonna have to try and get down there to the ants. Okay, I saw the path to do it. Look, a window. We jump out. What do we find? This dude who was gonna ambush us as soon as we tried to fight that dude. Oh, and there's another one right here, so we gotta drop him quickly. Okay. One counter hit. Second one. Come on. Oh, I tried to roll. Didn't work. Oh, I missed. Sucks. Let's heal. Uh-oh. Too slow on the recovery. Shield bash. It's gonna be a good hit. Oh, come on. The counter. Or I want the stagger is what I want. Oh, no. Bummer for me. Again, I think I'm just overthinking it. I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. It's basically it. Okay, buddy. Let's try this again. I put shield crash on. Probably shouldn't have done that. Let my stamina recover a little bit. Anytime it does a one-handed, that's when we can actually, like, truly block and ricochet his attacks. If it goes in for two, it won't work. We'll just shield crash to finish, and we're good to go. Wow, look how much easier that was. Turns out, if, again, keep it simple, no big deal. Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. We're gonna max out one of our weapons here, probably in the next video or two. Yeah, because we got several. Got several of them bad boys. Alright. We can go left, we can go right. There's dude on the... You totally knew it. I knew it. Anytime you see a dude, anytime you see an enemy that's just casually waiting out in the open, ready to be backstabbed, you know there's something around the corner waiting to ambush you. We missed an item right there. How did we miss an item? Oh, no, it's a dude who fell. Okay. But we got the ants right there to go through, too, for something as well. So are all these little cocoon things, are these ant eggs? Or is it something else? Oh, no, it's Side of Grace. Oh, look at that. Nice. Boom. Another one of those. Kind of like a table? Plinth-looking thing? Interesting. I don't know if plinth is the right word. It's what came to mind, though. Oh, no. Chop. 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 You know, interesting thing about the ants, right? At least here in this spot. So they have a grab attack like that. I think that might kill me because I'm gonna get off the edge. Nope, I'm fine. But I swear there's a group of ants somewhere, like when they do that attack, that will inflict Scarlet Rot on you. I think I probably should have died there. And I'm starting to question whether that was real or not. But it's interesting because, right, we got hit there, dude impaled us, and no Scarlet Rot, of course. But the rapier does Scarlet Rot. And so the question is it actually a property of the ant's spur, its needle, whatever you want to call it, barb? Or is it simply because a weapon was so strongly tied with the house Marai, and Marley was infatuated with rot, and so he did whatever it was and infused it with that? I knew somebody was gonna come around a corner, and I still freaking did it. Look there, crystallians. Oh, there's a snail. Okay, Spirit Caller snail. It means he's summoning something. Ah, look at that! I heard you. I heard you. All right, so who are you calling in? I wonder. Is it the Crystallion? It was. Okay. So there's still another snail. I saw that Yep. Interesting. I kind of, again, why would these spirit collar snails be there? I mean, it kind of, to me, kind of just feels like just things that are here, right? Not necessarily for a specific thing. It's just that is what they decided to put in here. They're like, hey, you know what would be fun? Do a spirit collar snail, and they're going to summon crystallians. Because why not? A beetle somewhere around here. This place is pretty in-depth. It would be so interesting. There's several places now that I've gone through them. You know, this is not a functional village, right? Like, there's no way. You couldn't live here. Look, you have to... You want to go from one building to another, you got to jump across rooftops. Like, you know, it's great level design. It's fun levels for a video game. But, you know, realistically, would not function, right? And that's fine because, again, it's a video game. But my point being is it's so interesting to look at these places and then just to kind of imagine how it would really be like if it was truly made to be functioning, to be like a real town for the Haligtree. What would it be like to live here in this sort of style? Okay, so that's why we need the ladder. You jump down in here, do this section, jump over into that spot. Yeah, see, like I said, cool level design. Works out. And not functional for a village. But, you know, there could be an argument to be made that, like, hey, it wasn't always this disjointed, right? The tree kept growing, things split, the world got all twisted. You know, it should be different, should be better, I guess. But it's not, so it's whatever. Let's take this ladder, take a look at it before we move on to the next little area. Look there. So we got a mage, and it's a student of Haima. They were the judges from the academy who would go out and wander the land, right? I kind of want to pull open their item again just to really soak it back in. Because, again, it's been a while. Haima Glintstone Crown. Talon's detriment. Scholars of Heimer Conspectus sought the power to quell conflict, and to this end studied sorceries of cannon fire and the gavel. So they, not necessarily even judges, like kind of judge-like, right? They got a gavel, which is this judge's little hammer, but they sought to quell conflict. So did they come here to stop something, or was this like a path along the way? Maybe something aligned in their interests with this place specifically. Maybe it's something to do with Mikola, or they're trying to stop Mikola. They're not really pushing forward. If anything, they seem to be guarding to push people out. We're going to just maybe take this and be okay. 1, 2. Okay. We got him poisoned, which is cool. We're gonna R2. Oh, yeah, good stagger with some blood loss. Ow. I'll watch for the second hit. Alright, that worked out. Still one more. These guys can be kind of brutal. They have a lot of poise. And they're big dudes, too. They big. Look how their arm wraps, too. See how he actually has glintstone coming out off of his arm right there? He's kind of part way in the process of the way of, was it, Lasat and our other crystal head mage friend. Dodge. Dodge. We're going to shield crash him. Good stagger. He's poisoned too. 1. Okay. Big. I was glad my counter was still able to wait that long because I really thought he was going to do a second hit. Alright, that one went much better. Smithing Stone 7. Alright, there's a couple of paths to take. There's an elevator, looks like there. See what's up in this spot, and then we'll move on. Okay, so that takes us right back up here at the first site of grace once we actually entered this village. We're not going to rest because I still have... How many? I got 8. It's most of mine. And I don't feel like dealing with these Haima mages again. I think we could probably ignore them a bit. But you know, with a shortcut right there and everything, there's a fight right there. I mean, that's That's arena. That's an arena, right? So what are we going to fight? Is it going to be some kind of misbegotten? Is it something else? Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. Alright, so the first instance we see of Loretta is in the manor, and it's a reflection, a summoned version of her, defending Ronnie and her friends. That was what we see her first as, and she does a lot with a bow. So Loretta's great bow, right? But she is a sorcerer. She's got her whole sickle slice there. There's the bow. Attack. She's a horseman, too. She's got so many things coming together, right? She's a knight. She's wearing armor, you know? Very much like the Carians, right? The Carian knights. And she uses a warglaive. She's got the actual sorceries because she's, you know, from the Carian scholars or pathways, right? But she uses a bow. That's like her thing. It's not even just like, oh, she does these different spells, right? It's specifically a 3-shot magic spell thing, etc. One. Oh, too early on that one. Too early on the last one, too. We had her on the thing. I just choked at the end there. And she rides a horse. She's got all these disciplines and masteries, which to me really cements that idea that, like, hey, the Carian knights were no joke, right? See how they were masters of, like, everything, right? And that's why they were able to hold their own against the forces of the Erdtree, of the Golden Order. Let's get our elevator back. Now the question is, why is she here? Well, there was a thing. We got a shield here just recently that was basically like, there was a rumor about her being an Albinarch. Right? The thing is festooned with amber and carried by Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree, which amber has a lot of ties with the Erdtree. But it's got the silver and it's a Carian knight. But see here, it does say she's a Knight of the Haligtree, not a Carian knight. And it's because it's got the sacred drop of dew, inspired an absurd rumor that Loretta herself was an Albinarch, which is why is dew associated with Albinarchs anyways. But I think even if we go and we look at her spell, yeah, Loretta's great bow. It is said that the bow was Loretta's favorite weapon, sorcery used by Royal Knight Loretta. So, yeah, she's tied with the Carian family. So why is she here? Why did she go with the Albinarchs? What switched her over to the sides, essentially, right? And, you know, despite her being a Knight of the Haligtree, she still uses sorceries, right? That's still, like, her thing. She doesn't now use any kind of miracles or Golden Order things, since the Haligtree is tied to Mikola. Doesn't do anything like that. Owie. Boom. There's a good hit. Oh, you know what I haven't done is use my war cry. Heal. Boom. I forgot on my, what's it called? My physic, it's got the counter hard tier whatever thing, so when we get good guard counters with good blocks. Okay, we're gonna use that to heal. One. Okay, I did better that time. We're just gonna shield crash her. There we go. Okay. Loretta's Mastery and Loretta's War Sickle. So, Loretta's War Sickle, intricately crafted silver war sickle wielded by Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree, originally given for service as a personal guard to Carian royalty. See? The weapon's blue glintstone has been replaced with unalloyed gold. So she's showing it. And you can see it in the base, right? At the bottom section right there, the hilt, or the pommel, maybe is more correct term. That would have been a blue glintstone. But yeah, amber now. Pretty cool whipping. We can't do the whipping skill thing, but you see her do it. She does a big swoop up and then comes down and slashes, right? All right, now for her mastery. Creates a magic great bow. Yeah, see a difference too as well. If you look at this one, it does say Royal Knight Loretta, while this one does say Knight of the Haligtree. Developed by Loretta after her long, bloody journey to seek out a place where Albinarchs could live in peace. So, that's where, like, what she did, right? She was a Royal Knight, and what likely happened, I can imagine anyways, is she... with the royal family having such strong ties to Albinarchs having ties to them, right? They serve the Carrion family. They have, like, their own stewards and stuff that do what they do. So she probably saw how they were being mistreated, and especially given how the Knights of the Cuckoo, right, the Academy treats them. The whole thing is like, look at this vile humor, how it's nothing of our lands, and blah, blah, blah. So she didn't like that. She was probably compassionate towards them. And so she went on this journey, looking for a place for them to go to. And where does it lead her? The Haligtree. And maybe that's how they learned about it, was through Loretta. Because you got to ask too, is like, how did they find out about the Haligtree, right? It's in such a distant spot. None of them have seen it before. Mikola is not a part of the Carrion family, right? The only tie he has is through Ratigan, but Ratigan had left by that point, right? And that's when he went back to the capital to become Elden Lord and marry Marika, who is Ratigan. Right. And so maybe on that journey, she finds out about it, tells them about it. That's like a sacred place that they've now learned about. And so this is a place where they can go and be safe. But we've also got gear for her. So we've got her Royal Knight helmet, silver helm of Loretta, a knight who served Mikola's Haligtree. And you can see it on that big crest. It's very reminiscent of the Sentinel, the Tree Sentinels, right? Loretta, once a royal Carrion knight, went on a journey in search of a haven for Albinarchs and determined that the Haligtree was their best chance for eventual salvation. See, I mean, it lines right up, right? And that's all of the pieces say the same thing. So we're going to pick that up, go back where we were, and take a look at it, what it looks like, and then move on to the last little spot there. Call it good. And that one's called the Promenade. That's the word I was looking for earlier. I was like, there's a big open space. There's almost like a marching grounds. Promenade. That's the word you want. Yep. So you got that. I mean, the silver is very much, I mean, it's royal Carrion armor, right? It's very fine, very nice looking, very silver. There's all the fine kind of filigree designs to it. The blue cape, all of it just flows with it. But hers in particular is even more grand than the other Carrion Knight stuff we see. But she was a royal bodyguard to him, so that makes sense. And then, of course, the crest has that tree thing, which it wouldn't have had before. So I'm curious what her helmet might have looked like in the past. What could have just been like a standard one, right? So maybe she was wearing something like, well, this is from the DLC, something closer to that. Or maybe like, just like that. Could have easily just been that, right? Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool set. Everything. Let's take a look up ahead. See what's going on. We're getting lower. We got a very good look right over there. That section. Definitely looks like a split trunk. Like I said, twinned trunk, I guess you might call it. And that one's very much hollowed out. It's taking us way down. Way down. We can see some more of those spokes that go in centralized around the trunk of the Haligtree. Oh yeah, and look at all the ringed sections that we saw before. Yeah, we're on that eastern side now. Yep. So this is going to bring us down, and maybe we'll start somewhere around in here. I really like how this place looks. It looks really cool. It's very low poly right now because of where we are. But the scale of it all is very cool. Giant ladder. Again, imagine some royal dignitary having to go down and... oh, look, there's a chest there. Having to go down there like, hey, you want to go visit Mikola? Also, you got to take this giant-ass ladder down and then take another elevator after climbing around in the tree. But what could be in this? Something super important. I'm short. I'm short. I'm sure. I am short too, but that's fine. Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Yeah, it's pretty solid. I mean, definitely pretty helpful. Only so many of those, you know. Ooh, look at that, man. Elfale, Brace of the Haligtree. Very cool place. I actually really like this place. It's one of my favorites. Awesome. Yeah, that's where we will call this video here. Perfect stopping point. Next one, I don't know that we'll clear the entire city in the next video. It might be twos. So we will see. But thank you for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, till the next one, take care.